In today's video, we will be using both Canva and Falcon Design Space to create some amazing SVGs. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start by sharing my screen. Right here is Falcon Design Space, okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to slide it over just slightly, and behind that, I have another window open with Canva. And actually, these are just a bunch of different images that I pulled from Canva. And what I need to do now before I move on to the next step is share it, download it. And when you're in Canva, make sure you're choosing SVG, okay? And we're going to have them on transparent backgrounds, and it will save all 33 pages separately because at this point, I have no need or no want to put anything together. We can do that when we get to Falcon Design Space. So we're going to go ahead and hit download. It does take about a minute for it to download. Once it works through the downloading process, a screen will pop up where you will name it. I'm just going to put fall graphics, and then it'll save to my downloads. I'm going to open my downloads and go to that folder. Let's see. All right, it will be a zipped file. When you double click it, it unzips so that you can open up the folder. And here are all my SVGs that I created. First things first, the easiest thing you can do is choosing something like this, okay? Choosing just a graphic that is in here, it's all black, but obviously it's not, doesn't look like that here. We're going to have to figure out a way to get rid of this part. So for right now, I'm going to let that one go. Let's see what this one looks like. This one's perfect. So as you can see, oops, this one didn't have anything in the middle. It is all set up and ready to cut. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that one as is on my board. And for right now, I'm going to use this entire grid. When we get down to the laser cutter, I might have to resize some things, and we can do that very easily. So for right now, I'm just going to try to position everything to make sure I can cut out on one 12 by 12 piece of basswood. And I think for today's projects, we're going to stick to the 3mm basswood. All right, I have this mushroom, another great one. What's this one? So this one, again, it has all these different lines. If you were to keep this here and you left all these lines in place, it will cut around all of that. So it will affect your image. I'm not going to worry about that for today. We're trying to make today's project super easy. Okay, up at the top, we have some witches hats. Let's go ahead and add those to our project. And I want those to be a little bigger because I could see them being styled kind of by themselves, maybe on a tier tray, or if you want to put it like mixed in with some books on a bookshelf. So that's something that you can do for your fall decor. I'm going to go ahead and leave that one a little bit larger. This is the one that I absolutely love. Look at the curl on the hat. The only challenge I'm going to have is where these two meet right here. We're going to have to figure out what to do with those. So again, this is not going to be a project I'm going to worry about now. I am focused on very easy for this video. We can do something like this in another video, I absolutely promise you. But for today, we're going to focus on just easy, so I'm not going to use that one. Let's see. Oh, this is a great one of a silhouette of this witch. And the only thing I have to worry about here is if I'm going to use line cutting, I have to make sure that all of my lines are all going to say line cutting over here. As you can see, currently, there are 3 different colors in use, and there's no need for that. So what we can do is change one of them to line cutting. I'm going to make sure that I have my 3mm basswood board selected, and the 300 by 300 is that 12 by 12. And then I can, now that I have that one set up for this color, when I click on any of the other options and I click that, it will turn every other one that color too. So let's do that. I'm going to click, and then for these ones, we can just, we'll just turn these off. I think there's a way to delete it. Oh yeah, there is right here. Delete, delete. All right. So far, I lost one of my things. I must not have changed the color. Whoops. It's okay. We'll put it back. Here we go. Okay. And you can see there's a lot of extra spaces here. We're not going to let that go to waste, I promise you. We're going to find a way to use that. All right, let's see if there's any other ones. Let's see what this bat does for us. Oh, that's perfect. We can definitely use that. I'm going to take this little pumpkin and I'm going to see if I can fit it in these spaces. If you hit Command D, if you're on a Mac, I believe it's Control D if you're on a PC, you can duplicate your image so that you're able to place it somewhere else. And then you just click and drag it into another position on your piece. I'm okay with different sizes. I think that would be fun. So let's go ahead and make another mushroom that's a little taller. I think the ghost is going to be, oh no, the ghost is perfect. That works well. Oh, now I see what it is. All right. Okay. So this, I'm going to change the color of the engraving so we can actually see it. All right. Now I understand what's happening. It is set up to do two things at the same time. We need to ungroup it and we need to select just the part on the outside, change it to line cutting. Okay. Line engraving is set up for the other one. And then you're going to make sure you have everything selected to group it again. And now you can move it around. And basically what will happen is this ghost will cut the black part on the outside and engrave the face on the inside. And basically what I'm trying to do here is I'm really working to get as many things in here to make the most out of the wood that I'll be cutting with. The more you have on here, the easier it is for you to use it. And, you know, if you are selling these, you get more for your money. So anything that you can do, you can spin it around and you can place it, like anything that you can do to kind of use up as much of the wood as possible is ideal. Now, I will tell you this, there are a lot of little parts here. That does mean this is not going to be a fast cut. This will take a while to cut. So once you're ready and you go down to your laser cutter and get started, be prepared for this to take a little while. You know, make sure it's on a day that's nice. If you happen to be exhausted, I have to keep my door open, so I have to make sure it's nice outside. So just make sure that you're considering some of those things. Okay. I think that we have a pretty good set of things here. I think I'm going to remove the hat. I'm going to have the hat for something else because I want to make this ghost larger. And I think we're ready. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to select all. So Command A or Control A to select all. Once everything is selected, I'm going to go over to this folder that has an F on it for Falcon, File, Export Vector, and then I'm going to save it. So Fall, Halloween, cutouts. And then it will be saved as an SVG. And that way, anytime I want to use it in the future, it's all set to go just like this. All right, so that one is done. Let's do one more. I'm going to go ahead and make sure, first of all, that everything is there. And it is. There it is right there. Okay, perfect. All right, now We're gonna start over. We just deleted everything. And we didn't get to do the hat, so let's do the hat now. That one, again, there's an overlap there. That's not going to work for us. We want easy peasy today. Um, there's a good one. Now, when you have something like this, it's kind of like an odd shape, and let's say you want to do more than one on a board, you can duplicate it and then turn it to see if there's a way to fit it onto your space so that you can kind of use up some of that open, empty space right there. This one is going to be a little challenging. Oh, but if we go like this, that might make it a little easier. Now, this is one where I probably would want to make them larger so that I can cut it on a thicker piece of wood. Because I could see this being, we could like decoupage on it, style it in different ways, and almost put it in a planter along with some faux greenery to kind of be embellished, like, for a more like fall slash Halloween, but it kind of creates that effect. So I feel like I could see these inside of a planter box along with some greenery. I think that'll look cute. So let's do a couple of those like that. And then again, finding something else that you can fit in there. This cat is pretty skinny. Oh, and it works perfectly because he's all set to go. So we can add the cat. And see how his tail comes out this way? And like when you bring it closer, bring it in, he kind of overlaps with the hat. You can come up here to flip. And if you flip vertically, oops, that's not what I wanted. Flip horizontally, then you can bring that tail in and he can come a little closer to where the hats are. So he's inside of that range. And you can even probably make him a little bigger. And he still will be inside that space. Perfect. All right. Anything else that we can put in here easily? I'm not going to mess with the sunflowers or any of the other ones that have lots of details in them right now. I will show you those in a separate video, but I wanted to kind of see what I could come up with. This one, the only thing I'm worried about is all of these tiny details here. Is it all connected except for that? Okay, so it is. All right, see how all the outside is connected, but those inside pieces are there. Those will get cut. And if I don't want them cut, again, you're just going to double tap or right click, ungroup your pictures and take any piece that's on the inside and just delete it. So you're going to select it by clicking on it. Oh, there we go. And then hit delete. Make sure you're not deleting the outside part, just those inside pieces. That way it cuts out as a full wood cutout. And I don't know if that ends up looking weird. It is supposed to be her hair, I think. I think that's what it's supposed to be. I don't know. You guys let me know. What do you think? I'm going to leave it, just see what happens. Because I plan to cut on thicker wood for this project specifically, I do not want to put too many things on here like I did with the other one with those little mini pieces I don't think it'll come out well. I've never tried it because I've never felt the need to have something tiny that's that thick. I don't know. I'm not loving this. Mm, I think it's just knowing that it's going to be on a bigger piece of wood that I'm a little bit more cautious about. I want something that's going to be easy to cut. I think this is probably going to be the easiest thing to cut. Okay. And then again, this is going to be something where we're going to have to just kind of make it a little smaller to fit everything where we need to go, and select all, Falcon, file, export vector, witch hat, and cat. Save. All right, let's go over to the laser cutter, and I'm going to see you over on my other channel, Sparks of Joy Studio, where we will actually be crafting with these items.